What's going on, guys? This is our back-to-back episode of the Film and Everything Podcast. Welcome. We're going to be talking about the newest episode of Star Wars: The Clone Wars on Disney Plus. I finally caught up. I've been binging it like crazy. I've been watching nonstop Clone Wars for hours and hours the past week because I really wanted to catch up because you had told me the new episode was amazing, and I've been off social media, so I didn't know about the hype on the Clone Wars, but you told me that on Twitter. Even Star Wars Theory, all these Star Wars fans, they were saying, it's, the best Star Wars you're going to see ever.
It was, the peak
It's peak Star Wars. So, obviously, that got me really excited, and I just kept binging and watching, and I'm finally caught up on Clone Wars, and we're going to talk about that new episode now, because it was... I remember when we saw it.
Well, that was my second time watching.
Yeah, that was your second time watching it, and that was my first time watching it. And because right after that, I started Rebels now, because now I'm watching Star Wars Rebels. And when I finished the first two episodes of Rebels, I kept thinking back on that episode, just how good it was. I felt like I had just saw a new Star Wars movie that I wasn't supposed to see yet. You know what I mean? It's something that just stuck in my mind for a while. And it was like a really good Star Wars movie, because the format in episodes 9 and 10, it's like a movie. It's part 1, part 2, and it's just so well done. I was like, oh my, it was disgustingly good. And it was like, this is what
with his pecker out.
Yeah, this is Dave Filoni in his full glory, because I'm gonna the long pause, and then Star Wars: The Clone Wars in red, and then the shots. It's shot like a movie. It feels like, okay, now let's get our hands dirty. This is where the fun begins. That you can feel the passion. It's hard to explain, but you can feel the passion in these episodes, And because it is part 1 and part 2. I mean, my God, it's like some of the best stuff I've seen in Star Wars. It blows the sequel trilogy out. Like the sequel trilogy, I just don't even think of anymore. Like, this is what Star Wars should be. You know what I mean? And they did it perfectly. It's so well done. And how this is tying already. This is already during, which is a huge deal. I didn't think they were going to do this. This is during Revenge of the Sith already, which is awesome. I mean, Obi-Wan calls her, and he was like, oh, Anakin killed Count Dooku, and this whole thing. I was like, oh shit, this is you know what I mean? This is already during.
Yeah.
Darth Maul knows about the plan. There's a lot, and it's awesome. It is awesome. I mean, where do we even start? I mean, Ahsoka coming back, getting her lightsabers. You can tell it's just for the fans. Fans have been waiting for that. You know what I mean? The little nods at Revenge of the Sith already, right? Palpatine gets kidnapped.
Yeah.
They need to go and get him. General Grievous is going over here. Obi-Wan needs to go take care of that as well.
Which you don't know how that ends.
So there's 2 episodes left in this, and it's inevitable. It's gonna lead to Order 66, and and it's just awesome. I mean, that battle between Darth Maul and Ahsoka was
amazing.
Amazing. It just, you're watching and you're just like, the way it's shot like a movie. It's just so good. You know what I mean?
Yep. The Clone Wars gets it right.
Dave Filoni, give this guy the chair. Give this guy, have him take over. That's it. And I think that's going to become that. If Mandalorian wasn't enough for Disney to realize that, this season, this finale is going to make them realize it, I think.
Well, hopefully.
Because, goddamn, that was some good Star Wars right there. Darth Maul being back. People love Darth, you know what I mean? Just a shot of him reaching out and the lightsabers opening up again. And that's straight from Phantom Menace, Ahsoka being back. And it made me excited about Star Wars again because, again, now I'm caught up and I'm loving Rebels so far, Clone Wars took me some time to get in that groove Because, Clone Wars did have some early filler episodes. It's just, getting you used to the world. But Rebels, from the start, I was like, ah. And I think Clone Wars just left me so excited that it left me so, look how good these cartoons can be.
No, wait till you get to season 2 of Rebels. That's
Yeah.
That season 2 of Rebels is where it really just
so that's
took
why
off.
I'm excited,
Like once you finish season 1, but once you get to season 2 of Rebels, that's when it really takes off. Season 2.
And it just
from
made me,
there on, it's just a great story.
It makes me appreciate so much what George Lucas, his vision for Clone Wars, because that's what Disney doesn't understand. Because we were watching some clips of the Star Wars Resistance yesterday, and it's awful because they don't understand what George Lucas and Dave Filoni are doing. George Lucas with Clone Wars, yes, it's a kid show, it's a cartoon, but when it's time to tell stories and expand the lore and get dark, it does. You know what I mean? And look at this. Like, if this was Disney's full creative control, we would have Star Wars Resistance, which is just that morning cartoon show for kids, And this, I just love it. I love how I just love seeing it connect so well.
Yeah.
That's one thing with Clone Wars so far. Everything. From why do the clones in Order 66 just follow orders? They had the chips in their head. You see Palpatine talking to Count Dooku about order. Like, you can see the build-up, And it's just so good. And then seeing this, that it's already during... It felt like we were seeing this movie that we shouldn't see yet or something, Them, Obi-Wan talking about Revenge of the Sith. And I felt like I was watching a movie that, I don't know. It was so crazy. Talking about Anakin spying on Palpatine, the Chancellor, and now it's starting to make sense because throughout the whole Clone Wars show, it made me wonder why don't they mention anything Revenge of the Sith? And I think they're doing it very smartly. They didn't just have Ahsoka walk away, and then Revenge of the Sith starts, because then you would think man, Anakin must have he would have to mention Ahsoka at least once during the movie, But while Revenge of the Sith is happening, this is happening. Ahsoka's fighting Darth Maul. So they're just in another mission. So there's not that thought process of, I wonder... Everybody's just doing their thing. And it makes me really excited to see how they're going to end it.
With Order 66, I'm curious. Because it's going to focus on Tano. It's going to focus on Ahsoka. Because it's going to show how
she's going to find out, right? I would think about Anakin and... Because Darth Maul's already telling her, he's the final piece to the puzzle, and
I don't know.
And I do think that they wanted Obi-Wan to fight him in, Clone Wars, just have that story really run out and keep going. But they got canceled, And here, I love how they, at least what I think, I love how they made it work here so many years later. And it does, you can feel the passion in these episodes, And it really is peak Star Wars. I just don't even know. I don't even know what these episodes from 10 out of 10. If it's not obvious already, these episodes are 10 out of 10.
Right.
The Ahsoka. I don't even want to talk about that.
It's kind of like what I was trying to say. It was kind of like the Mandalorian, where it dragged a little bit.
Yeah.
And then it got to the story where it should have been like it gets to the story.
Yeah.
Dave Filoni does have that problem. It is kind of like a thing where you kind of notice with Dave Filoni, where in Clone Wars with Ahsoka and those annoying sisters.
Yeah.
And even with this guy, the Mandalorian, that had the same problem too with episode 5, 6, and 7. It kinda dragged a little
5
bit.
5 and 6. I think it just showed what the Mandalorian wants in it, with the family and all that.
No, but I mean,
the one that was really
well, the one with that kid, the bounty kid.
That was the weakest one.
But that's what showed that Dave Filoni does have that problem. He does have that. It's the same issues that you see in Clone Wars in those last 4, and you also see it in that show too. Dave Filoni does have, because he did write those episodes.
Yeah, I do
so he does have that issue. Where he does attempt to drag it a little bit. And the characters are not.
You never want the episodes to feel like filler, and I don't think the family one was filler, or I forgot what the other one was, but the one that was extremely this just didn't need to be here was the one with the kid. That whole story, we did get that ending where it's he's someone, and it turns out it was what's his name? I forgot his name, but he has the
the Los Poros Hermanos guy.
Yeah. I'm assuming he was part of Death Watch or something, or since he had that weapon, he's a Mandalorian as well, but just not a good one. Or what? Well, none of them are technically, but
I don't remember. It's been a while.
But you know who I'm talking about? The villain. That he has what's the sword called?
The Black Saber.
The Black Saber.
Gustavo Fring.
Yeah. From Breaking Bad. That episode, yeah, okay, like that one, I was like, ugh. I love the gang episode of the.
But it also
if that one replaced the kid episode, I would be fine. But since we had 2 episodes of just like nothing really happening in the story,
but the same thing happened in episode 7 with Bill Burr's character and all that. Like that was another kind of filler.
No, but that's what I'm saying. If they just used that episode and just replaced the one with the kid bounty hunter, it would be fine. Because then you have a really good episode that it doesn't add to the story. It's like a good filler episode, but it was a really good one. It should have replaced the kid one because that kid one was really bad.
I don't get why they have filler, and if it's an 8 episode,
it's expanding the story. With the Bill Burr's character, I get because they could come back, and that's like the squad. Yeah. The one with the kid just didn't need to be there. That just felt like
because
filler.
I never when that episode came out, people were like, "Oh man, like this is kind of like what is Disney doing?"
Yeah,
in a sense of like. The first episode
people want the story.
First episode were story, and then after that we didn't get any story for first 3 story. After that, no story until episode 8.
Yeah,
which it does that for me. I didn't really like in the sense of waiting weekly, and every week I was like, oh,
it doesn't help it when it's weekly. Yeah,
I was like, okay, it's 20-minute, 30-minute episodes, and no main story.
And I can only imagine with this, it was probably the same way because it is the last season, so people want all the main stories to be resolved, and that's one thing that I noticed with this season. I was like, man, like, yes, it does show what Ahsoka was doing, even though I think it ran too long.
That was too long.
It was way that last episode of her finding out about Darth Maul, that could have happened in that episode 7. It didn't have to go 4 episodes, that's fine, whatever. But because these last 2 episodes were so good.
You can skip those. You can skip them.
Oh, because it shows Ahsoka's growth. Yeah, that scene where she's talking to Obi-Wan about understanding the people. It shows.
If you want to rewatch Clone Wars and I already know what happens, I'm gonna skip it.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Like if you've already seen it, I wouldn't want to watch them again. But I know for a fact, when the new episode comes out, I kind of want to rewatch part 1 and 2 again of episodes 9 and 10, and then wait for the new one.
No, well, I don't know if that next episode is going to continue that story because it kind of finished the arc.
Yeah.
Part 2 finishes that arc.
No, but just because I want to watch it again. Just because it was so good.
Because I don't know what the next episode is going to be about. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
It's like going to Order 66.
Yeah, it's starting to get there.
I think it's to be one Friday, then one Monday. They're ending it like...
Yeah, May the 4th, yeah. But just, man, I mean, this episode was... Everything about this episode, they had the humorous scenes, and you can tell they just... For the fans.
Humor?
And
I don't remember humor.
Like with Anakin and Obi-Wan in the beginning.
Oh, episode 9?
Oh, yeah, that was episode 9. But you know what I mean. Yeah, no, episode 10 is just straight, like, getting to work. It's just so well done, man. And the thing is, fans are, all these Rian Johnson fans, it's like, oh, that's fan service. This is good fan service. This is just being a Star Wars fan and actually getting good Star Wars content. There's nothing wrong with that. And, yeah, I agree. Like, this is peak Star Wars. There's just no other way to... It honestly left me speechless. Like, I'm trying to think of what else to say about it except that of how amazing it is. I love how
the music,
smooth
the music was like kind of like Duel of Fates, like like them and like fighting.
The music is perfect.
What I like too, he didn't have Ahsoka beat Darth Maul because again, Darth Maul is powerful.
He's more powerful than her. Yeah.
She didn't beat him. Like there was like a clear one side. Like he was beating her. Like it wasn't one sided.
Yeah,
which I liked. That was very important that he got right because if he made Ahsoka Tano beat Darth Maul, that would have been a big problem.
Yeah, because Darth Maul is powerful. It's just crazy because I had no idea about any of this when I wasn't watching Clone Wars. You just see episodes 1, 2, and 3, and that's it. And then in between that, there's this whole other thing going on. Darth Maul, and I'm glad I caught up because now look where it's leading. It's leading to,
And I want to see episode 3 now.
Yeah, I'm waiting because I'm excited, and... I love what they did. I mean, the choreography for the lightsaber battle was amazing, and it wasn't that, like cartoony lightsaber battles from like older Clone Wars. This was like, I don't know if it was motion capture or something, but this was like a smooth lightsaber fight. Because you know how in Clone Wars when they're fighting it's very choppy because it's a cartoon. But I don't know if the animation is just better or if they did some sort of motion capture.
That looked like motion capture because the way they were talking,
it looked better too.
Moving, like you can tell that's that what's his name, Ray Parker.
Yeah.
You can tell like the guy like I feel like they were wearing motion capture, and you can tell that was them moving.
Because even they're talking, their face is in sync. Everything you can feel the emotion more.
I tell when they were fighting, like when she was like, "Oh, like if you're lucky, like Skywalker didn't come, because he would be you." Like the way she was moving and the way he was moving, like that's motion capture.
It didn't feel like cartoon.
You can tell they're like it felt
they filmed
real.
the scene.
Yeah,
they filmed it.
They actually filmed it.
I love it.
Because even when he was fighting, like the way he was moving, he was kind of moving like that Ray Parker guy a little bit.
Yeah.
Like he was.
That's what I'm saying. Because even when he was talking, it felt very fluent. It felt natural. Because the other seasons of the Clone Wars, because it is a cartoon, you can tell it's just like mouth moving and like they're very basic. When they're talking, they do the little hand gesture like this to show it. But you can tell it's not motion capture. But here, they're just walking and you can tell they're in their element,
That fight scene was motion capture because
even
the way
amazing.
the lightsabers were moving, even their body movement looked like real people.
Yeah.
So
so good.
They probably, I guess now they were able to do that.
So good, man. It was just, it's 10 out of 10. Like 10 out of 10. I mean, what else? Is there anything else that I missed? It's just, it honestly left me speechless. I just don't even know.
You gotta watch Rebels. It's Rebels.
Yeah. I'm on episode 2 of Rebels. Rebels is great.
Because there is some little like things in this season of Clone Wars that kind of calls into Rebels. Like it's like certain shots that people know that reminds me of Rebels.
Yeah. So
you gotta
it's exciting. I never thought I would be this excited about like cartoon shows or something like that. Because I always thought, I remember in the beginning I was like, it's just a little filler stories But now watching it's like, oh my God, this is expanding the lore, and that's exactly what George Lucas wanted, And Dave Filoni is like following in his footsteps, doing that, And it's a shame. It makes me excited about Star Wars, but then it's also like, damn, like is this the best that we're gonna have? Because Disney's just not doing well with Star Wars. But Mandalorian, from the rumors of Ahsoka coming in, and I have a feeling Dave Filoni's planning something really big, with Mandalorian, and I think he's really going to start expanding the universe. I can't wait to see how Clone Wars ends. Because, man, I didn't think they were going to go this deep. And this, like, I didn't think it was going to interfere with Revenge of the Sith. I thought it was going to end right before Revenge of the Sith. You know how you said that they were saying it was going to lead to that battle of Revenge of the Sith in the beginning, and then that's when... But they were, like, interfering. This is happening during Revenge of the Sith. You have Obi-Wan telling Ahsoka, hey, like... Anakin he killed Count Dooku and he's spying. Like, this is during. So now when you watch Revenge of the Sith, it's like after that mission with Anakin that he kills Count Dooku, there's a scene that we don't know about during Clone Wars that it's him talking to Ahsoka and telling us, you know what I mean? That's awesome. I didn't think they were going to go that deep. I hope they
don't mess up Order 66.
I am a little worried about that. I hope Disney doesn't make them tone it down or something. I'm a little worried about that because we did see that with the game. The game could have been a lot better with that scene, and
but Dave Filoni doesn't listen to Disney.
But Dave Filoni has been doing an amazing job, and I think they listen to him.
He won't fuck that up because he knows that's a big deal.
He needs to take over.
That's a pivotal moment in Star Wars.
Yeah. He needs to take over,
and you can't ruin that. Once you ruin that big moment for fans, that's a big blow. Because that's something fans really like. That's a big moment. That's really.
It's like the moment, And I think. And
that's the one thing I didn't like about Fallen Order. They ruined that.
Yeah, they toned it way down.
I was like, what the fuck? Like,
I wasn't feeling it. They had the music playing and everything, but I was like.
The music was playing, but
nothing was happening.
But the problem with it was, I think, with Fallen Order was that the game was rushed. So it wasn't as polished. So the way, because even his animation, the way his master was moving was very off.
Yeah.
He was moving kind of weird. The way he was fighting the clones.
But there should have been more violence in it, like showing, because not much really happens. You're just running.
It isn't showing you. You're in the sewer. Or not the sewer, the vent system.
Yeah, I didn't like it. But I'm hoping, and when this Clone Wars ends, Mandalorian docuseries is coming out. Mandalorian was a hit. Dave Filoni needs to take over. He needs to be the one watching everything.
Yes, sir.
Because I'm watching Rebels and I love it. This guy needs to just overwatch everything. You had told me when you're watching Clone Wars, George Lucas called him. Dave Filoni.
I read an article something like
that. That George Lucas called him.
The Ray Parker guy that said it, I think.
That George Lucas called him, just saying how great of a job he's doing. That's when you know. You know what I mean? Because I'm sure George Lucas gets to see these episodes earlier.
Yeah, George Lucas, he's very honest. He told J.J. Abrams that your movie sucked.
Yeah, so for him to say that is huge. And that just goes to show this guy needs to take over. This guy knows what he's talking about. This guy knows the story. You know? And I see it. I mean, I'm watching Rebels. I'm only 2 episodes in. You can just see the passion he has for it. He understands the story, the lore. And you have new characters, but there's no anything behind it. It's just here are new characters, and let's just tell a great story. Because I'm really loving Rebels. Rebels, I'm loving it so far. I don't know what it is, but after the first episode, I was like, oh, I like this. I don't know what it was.
No, but I wanted to, because I just wanted you to start watching it.
Yeah, yeah.
And once you get like season 2 and 3, that's when it really.
So
gets...
and Clone Wars, this is fucking great. I mean, yes, 1/3 of the season is just. I don't like, but I there's 2 episodes left. I wish there was more of this throughout the whole season, but at least it's here, And yeah, guys.
Honestly, I think it's a good thing it doesn't keep going because Disney will ruin it.
Yeah, I feel it's weird. It feels to me that Disney was like, just finish the story. Let's give the fans what they want.
They want brownie points.
It helps. It's brownie points, and it helps. I guess Ahsoka's. Not really, because they were going to have her in Mandalorian anyway. It's brownie points. They're like, okay, here, finish this.
They know everyone hates them
It feels like it, because they were like, okay, finish the story, but you only have 12 episodes.
Yeah, because everyone hates Disney. No one can stand them.
Yeah, they're not. They're judgment calls.
I don't like Disney right now either.
Yeah,
they're shitting on Star Wars. They're ruining George Lucas's baby.
Yeah, their judgment so far has been terrible.
And I mean, look at their new announcement.
Yeah, their judgment has been terrible. But I'm enjoying Clone Wars.
And I don't know what they're gonna do, that High Republic crap. I don't know what the fuck that is.
It's not. It's just like comic books and stuff. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. But I have faith that Dave Filoni is going to keep doing well. He's gonna take over. Watch. He's gonna be the guy.
I'm worried about the Kenobi.
I'm a little worried about that too. But I'm excited for Mandalorian. Clone Wars has been great, and that's really the only 2 things we have going for us right now.
And the sequel, if Dave Filoni does it for Rebels.
Yeah, let's see.
The sequel.
But, yeah, guys. I mean, feel free to comment. Let us know what you thought of the new episodes. They're 10 out of 10, right? We can agree on that. It's peak Star Wars. Like, there's just no... It honestly left me speechless. I don't even know what else to say. Usually I can talk and, like, break it down. It was just amazing. That's just quality.
That's Lucasfilm. That's old school Lucasfilm. Like right there.
And it just shows like what George Lucas always wanted. You know what I mean? Because yeah, you think it's just a cartoon show, but no, it's just there's more story in there, more lore and you respect the vision. And Dave Filoni is really honoring that vision. And he said it. He's like, I never feel entitled to change it or make it seem like if it's mine. Like no, it's not mine. It's his. And I'm just honoring that. And he said that in the Mandalorian making. And you feel it in Mandalorian. You feel it in Clone Wars. I'm already feeling it in Rebels, It makes me very excited. After Clone Wars is ending, it is very sad. Some people were saying, like, enjoy this because we don't know what's going to happen after this. This is like, yeah, like, they're ending Clone Wars, but we don't know. This might be the best that we get. This is peak. So everybody's like, enjoy it. I think Mandalorian's going to continue being good. Ahsoka Tano's going to be in it. That's going to be cool. But other than Mandalorian, I don't know.
But the only problem that I have with Mandalorian is the fact that that's not a binge-worthy show. Like it's better binging than like weekly.
Just like Clone Wars, it's better to binge it because I binged it and it was great. But I can't imagine. The problem is,
I know season 2 of The Mandalorian is there's gonna be some filler.
Yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see.
So with that, I know that's gonna be a problem. Because I know season 1 I was having that issue. Yeah. I was getting kind of mad at the show already. I was like,
because think about it, that's 3 or 4 episodes. No story. It was like 3 episodes and no story. That's 3 weeks that you're waiting every week. That's the thing. If you're binging it,
it's fine.
That's what happened to me with the Clone Wars. I binged it. Yeah, was I annoyed? Yes, but I got through it. Imagine waiting 4 weeks. That's a month of that. No way. I would have gone crazy. But yeah, guys. I mean, amazing. 10 out of 10. I mean, what did you guys think? Did you enjoy the episode as much as we did? Let us know in the comments what you think. I just don't even know what else to say except that it's amazing. It is peak Star Wars. Anything else before?
Yeah, enjoy the last 2 episodes, and then Disney's
2 episodes left, man. Next week, and we're definitely gonna be talking about that. I'm so glad I caught up. I caught up in the perfect time. I caught up for the best episodes.
Now watch Rebels.
And I'm watching Rebels right now, and so I'll be keeping you guys up to date with that. Yeah, guys, that's our Clone Wars talk. If we missed anything, feel free to let us know what we missed. It honestly did leave me speechless. I still think about it. It's like, wow, it was just that good. And yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for listening, as always. Thank you guys so much, as always, for watching. Thank you for listening, and goodbye.